Imagine having an extra $1,400 in your account. That amount might completely change your life. What if I told you that this may happen soon? In this video, we go into the exciting details surrounding the forthcoming $4th stimulus check, which will come with a $1,400 value. We will also look at how this video is for anyone receiving Social Security, SSDI, or SSI, or living in a low-income household. It explains who is qualified for the stimulus program, when they may apply, and how they can. This new executive order has the potential to help millions of Americans. Stay with us to the conclusion to ensure you don't miss any crucial information that could have an immediate influence on your financial condition. We will also share some lesser-known facts about the economic impact of these payments. Expect it to arrive and explain why these checks are different from prior ones. Before we discuss the new $1,400 stimulus check, let's review the updates area where we keep you informed and ahead of the curve. If you find this material helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for additional updates on this and other relevant issues. The path that led us here. In March 2020, the CAR Act was signed into law, marking the first time that the U.S. government realized the need to immediately provide financial relief to millions of Americans facing unprecedented economic challenges. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the concept of stimulus checks emerged as a crucial lifeline. Round of stimulus checks, the government gave $1,200 to each eligible adult and an additional $500 to each qualifying child in an effort to lessen the financial impact of widespread lockdowns and job losses. The quick deployment of these funds helped many households survive during the early in the pandemic. As the disease worsened, it became clear that more financial assistance was needed. The second round of stimulus checks, approved by the Consolidated Appropriations Act in December 2012, gave eligible adults and children $1,600 each. But while this was helpful, many felt it was insufficient, leading to aims to provide more substantial relief as the pandemic's economic impact deepened and the economy still needs time to recover. The American Rescue Plan distributed the third round of stimulus checks in March 2021, this time giving eligible adults $11,400 with additional funds for dependents. The federal government is considering a fourth round of stimulus checks, with the focus being on low-income households and Social Security beneficiaries who are the most vulnerable. While many people are recovering from their financial hardships, an executive order has been introduced to help. This directive intends to ensure that those who need it the most receive it quickly and efficiently. Before we discuss how to get the $1,400 stimulus check, let's first establish who qualifies for this. The fourth round of stimulus payments highlights the urgency and need of continuous support. Financial assistance eligibility requirements are designed to support the most vulnerable individuals and families. To be eligible, you must be a resident alien or U.S. citizen and have filed a federal tax return. Income thresholds are important for single filers with an adjusted gross income, AGI, under $75,000. For Social Security SSDI and SSI recipients, the criteria remain the same. If your income exceeds these limits, the payment amount gradually decreases and eventually phases out completely at higher income levels. Households earning less than $112,500 and married couples filing jointly with incomes below $150,000 are all eligible for the full amount. Similar to this, the government aims to automatically include these groups based on their current records. This means that if you meet the income requirements and receive benefits from these programs, you should be eligible without further action. The payments were created to support people with fixed incomes who have experienced severe hardships as a result of rising living expenses. Let's now discuss how the cash will be distributed. We will mail the stimulus checks to bank accounts that are on file with the IRS, which guarantees the earliest delivery of monies. If you do not have direct deposit information on file, send checks or prepaid debit cards to the last known address. To prevent delays, make sure your IRS information is current. If you have any questions about your payment status or need to change your information, you can contact the. Although the dates for the fourth stimulus check distribution have not yet been officially confirmed, we anticipate that the rollout will follow a similar schedule to previous rounds in which the IRS typically begins operations. Another important factor to take into account is the timeline. Processing money within weeks of announcing a priority for direct deposits over mailed checks and debit cards, and keeping an eye on official IRS updates that can provide more precise information as it becomes available. These groups are particularly susceptible to economic fluctuations because they frequently have fixed incomes. Living expenses for Social Security recipients. The stimulus check adds to the financial cushion for many people who depend on Social Security and find it difficult to handle unforeseen costs. The $1,400 check can help with basic necessities like housing costs, medical bills, and daily expenses. It also brings peace of mind. SSDI recipients, who are usually unable to work due to disabilities, face unique challenges. The stimulus check helps to alleviate some of the financial stress associated with their condition, given that SSDI payments frequently barely cover basic living costs and peace of mind by providing extra funds to manage emergencies. An additional $1,400 can go a long way toward helping pay for disability-related costs, like specialized medical care and assistive devices, which insurance may not always fully cover. Supplemental Security Income, SSI, recipients, who are among the lowest income earners, greatly benefit from the stimulus check. SSI benefits designed to the executive order that makes this possible was created to help elderly, blind, and disabled people who have little to no income by providing them with significant financial relief through better nutrition, health care, and other necessities that they might otherwise find difficult to afford. They can then use this money to enhance their quality of life. By streamlining the distribution process to include direct deposits for those already receiving federal benefits, the stimulus payment ensures that these funds reach the people who need them the most. This approach is especially helpful for elderly and disabled people who may find it challenging. The stimulus check not only offers immediate financial support, but also stimulates local economies when Social Security SSDI and SSI recipients spend their money, increasing demand for goods and services in their communities and contributing to economic growth. This helps these vulnerable populations navigate complex bureaucratic procedures. Understanding the specific impact on these groups highlights the significance of the stimulus check and the positive changes. Recovery efforts. This targeted financial assistance highlights the government's commitment to supporting its most vulnerable citizens, ensuring they have the means to meet their basic needs and improve their overall well-being. Before discussing the $1,400 stimulus check's wider economic effects, let's concentrate on how it specifically benefits low-income people. The economic downturn has disproportionately affected this group, frequently posing significant financial challenges even before the pandemic. Low-income people frequently struggle to pay for necessities like food, housing, and health care. The $1,400 stimulus check serves as a vital lifeline, filling in gaps in many people's budgets. This money can make the difference between stability and disaster. It can be used to pay past due bills, purchase groceries, or cover other essentials. Additionally, the stimulus check can help low-income families deal with unforeseen expenses like medical emergencies or urgent home repairs. This financial cushion is especially important because many low-income households have little to no savings to fall back on. Rent and utility payments prevent evictions and utility shutoffs, back on in times of need. In addition, the stimulus check can have a multiplier effect on local economies because low-income people are more likely to use it for necessities in their communities. This increased spending can help local businesses support the recovery of the economy. Purchasing groceries, healthcare, and other necessities for the home, for instance, helps local businesses stay afloat, which in turn supports jobs and economic activity in the area. Additionally, the stimulus check gives low-income people a short-term boost in financial security that can have positive long-term effects. For instance, it can help them pay off high-interest debts, which will lessen their financial burden going forward. It can also give them the chance to invest in their futures by funding courses of study or job training programs, which will increase their employment prospects by focusing on low-income individuals. As the economy starts to recover, the $1,400 stimulus check helps to address inequality and support those who are most in need. This assistance is crucial to ensuring an inclusive recovery that leaves no one behind. The executive order facilitating the payment emphasizes the significance of this assistance,